Welcome. What a beautiful piece of music. I've got the lovely Justin Morgenstern here with me. Why Pearl Jam?
I mean, mostly just because I love the song, but I think it fits with what we're going to talk about today, or at least I can make it fit. Black is a song about questions, unanswerable or very difficult questions about relationships and love. And I think even when questions are incredibly difficult, there's a lot of value in asking questions. I'll tell you, when you told me we were going to chat today, I sort of wondered why. You know, there's a lot of brilliant people here at SMAC, people with wisdom, people with answers. I don't think I have any of that. But the one thing I try to bring to medicine, the one thing I try to teach all of my students is just ask a lot of questions. Be curious.
So you could have spoken about anything at all today, and I'm curious, why did you want to speak to us about curiosity?
You know, originally I was just thinking science. Everybody knows me, knows I love myths. I love asking questions about medicine and diving into the literature. And I think that kind of curiosity, that skepticism is really important. But the more we chatted, the more I realized that really I think curiosity is the most important thing I bring to medicine. I don't think you can be a great clinician without being curious about your patients. I don't think you can be a great educator without being curious about your learners. Rick was just talking so much. The future of medicine is based on asking questions. What if? And if you're really lucky, I think curiosity enriches your life. I think it can bring a sense of wonder and awe.
So what role then does curiosity play when we're operating in a team, particularly in an acute or a critical care environment? How does curiosity fit with our need to look after patients?
I think I could end up rambling on it forever. There's a lot of different ways that I think, in the critical care environment in particular, I think when you're stressed, when you're really under pressure, your brain will often just latch on to the very first thing that comes to mind, the very first solution, which is great if we need to get things moving, but it's not so good if that's not the right solution. And so I think curiosity is an incredible tool for ensuring that we double check the shortcuts that our brain uses. So in the resuscitation room, we've heard Chris Hicks talk about this many, many times, but I'm just constantly asking out loud, what could I be missing? What else could I be doing? I think it goes beyond that a lot in medicine. I think, you know, we're all taught to ask questions about specific symptoms about diseases. But the questions we forget to ask are about the human being, the person in front of us. And, you know, just a simple question, what's your life like when you're not stuck in the emergency department? It's amazing how often just 1 or 2 minutes of curiosity completely changes my management plan for a patient in front of me.
When we were talking at lunchtime on our podcast, I guess I said to you one of the most powerful things I heard was when Martin Bromley said, when particularly there's been an error, I'm curious why this seemed like a good idea at the time, and we were talking that curiosity is so much more of a gentle term than what the hell were you doing? How does curiosity then shape who we are as educators?
Yeah, so one of the most brilliant educators I've ever met, a guy named Rick Pensioner in Toronto, taught me right at the very beginning of my career to diagnose the learner. What he meant by that, every learner who comes into the department has a different background, a different level of education, and different needs going forward. And taking 1 or 2 minutes at the beginning of every shift and just being curious about them, seeing what they need from you, lets you provide so much better education overall. And the honest truth, I think you only just have to look around us right now to see the incredible value of curiosity in education. I don't think SMAC could exist without curiosity. Roger, Ollie, Chris, they clearly not only were incredibly intelligent, but must have been very curious about what makes a better conference, how to make education more entertaining, how to break down some of the silos and bring us together. And, you know, this has completely changed my life. So I'm incredibly thankful for those guys' curiosity.
So aren't we all? Now, we've asked you to pick a second piece of music, and you've picked the most poignant, lovely song, particularly in the last moments of SMAC as we know it. You've chosen Imagine by John Lennon. Why this piece of music, and how's it, going to take us through to the end of SMAC?
And it's a long way from my first choice, Rage Against the Machine, eh? I think a couple reasons. Number one, probably because it's my wife's favorite song, and she has much better taste than I do. But the real reason, for me, this is a song about curiosity on a grand scale, curiosity about what a better world looks like. And I think that kind of curiosity is the first step towards change.
Beautiful. Here comes the music.